This is it, eh? This is the show. Yeah. I don't know how to start. So
there's one way to start it.
Already? Yeah. Fuck it. Let's do it. Hit a theme song. Let's do it. Perfect. Smooth as silk. Everybody, we're in a pool shed. We're sneaking up on you on a Tuesday because we missed it Thursday. We're bad people, but we have to do this episode 399 because there's only one way to get to episode 400 where we're having a huge party, and that's to do episode 399 first. It's the rules. It's how they count them.
That's right.
So we have to do this one. And so this one I said, I'm going to have Kevin in. You know what? I'm not going to have anyone else in. We're going to make this the calm before the storm.
Got it.
We're going to make this nice, peaceful episode for the listeners. This is not just a space filler episode.
No.
You should be ashamed of yourself for even thinking that, audience. Right. This is going to be an entertaining episode. And for the Catholics out there, you might enjoy this one because it is the Easter season. Mm-hmm. I think if you're Orthodox, you might like it too.
Yep.
Even if you're Protestant, we'll throw it in for the Protestants. Do they believe in all this, the same Easter stuff, right?
I think so.
Anyways, good Easter story.
Yeah.
Got a big one. And it's a bit of a fact.
Oh, yeah?
And it's a bit of speculation on my part.
Some conspiracy?
Yeah. You know what? I got into a little bit of a rabbit hole on old Jesus.
Oh, yeah?
On the YouTubes, eh?
Yeah.
And I just got like, you want to get right into the old Jesus stuff?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Then we'll do the 400 stuff afterwards.
Sounds good.
Well, anyways, so I was on the YouTubes, and let's get this out of the way because I might just be screwing things up with that keyboard. So I'm on the YouTube, and I see this thing that says, Jesus, the missing years.
Oh.
Right? So I was like, oh, I'm interested because, you know, as you know, Kevin, we know a lot about Jesus up until about 12, right?
Yeah.
He did a couple of things when he was 12. Like, went to that wedding.
Yep.
Right? And they were out of booze, and he made booze for them.
Yep.
Right? And that was a really cool thing, and that was his first miracle. And then he was like maybe like a little bit older, like maybe 13. And then he went and his parents couldn't find him. And then he was like walked all the way to Jerusalem to the temple.
Right.
And they're like, where were you? You know, you walked all this way.
Should have called.
Yeah. And he's like, why are you looking for me? Like,
the Son of God, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Can he say that?
Yeah, I think he can. He can. So anyways, then all of a sudden he's 30.
There's a gap.
Yeah. Then he's 30. And his dad's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And, or not his dad, but, you know, his stepdad. Joseph, the carpenter's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And no one knows how he died. And then he's 30, and then he starts preaching, and then they try to kill him. Most of the time he's running away.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I read a lot of the New Testament. It sounds like a crime drama.
First 48.
Yeah, it's like he's always running. They're always trying to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's his missing years, right? And so the idea is they didn't write about him. Like they wrote about him when he was young because he was like supposed to be the next
big thing.
The next big thing, you know? And so like when he was young, he was an inquisitive guy and he was always asking the high priest questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like giving him the time of day because he's supposed to be something special, right?
Yeah.
So then he's also he's got this inquisitive mind, right?
Right.
Then, so there's no reason to stop writing about him other than him not being there.
Yeah, maybe he turned into one of those cunty teenagers too.
And no one just wanted Red Bum because he was just moping around, feeling sorry for him.
Yeah.
So he's just like,
Everything sucks.
Jesus, the acne years.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like, why?
No photos, no nothing.
I'm going to be celibate forever.
I know girls like me.
Yeah.
The Son of God.
That might be what happened. Or they said, they know that Joseph died because when he was 30, Mary was wearing like widow stuff.
Okay.
That's how they know Joseph died. And they don't talk about him anymore anyway.
I think Mary was still a virgin at this time?
No. She had a bunch of other kids.
Oh.
Too. And that's the other thing, too. Jesus had brothers and sisters like...
It's like being Gretzky's brother. You just can't live up to it.
Yeah. No, this is cool. I don't remember the guy's name, but Jesus spoke, according to some legends... I'll get into it. I'm going to take it chronologically, okay? There was 3 countries who have stories about Jesus during this time period showing up in their country.
Ooh.
There's the first one is Great Britain. England.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, Jesus went to England.
All right.
Yeah, can you believe that, eh?
Yeah.
But apparently, his uncle... Jesus' uncle is this guy, Joseph of Arimathea.
Uh-huh.
Joseph of Arimathea is like Mary's brother.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Like Mary, Jesus' mom,
Yeah.
his brother. There's some people think this. I don't know if you can really prove it.
Okay.
But anyways, this guy, Joseph of Arimathea, he is was a rich merchant.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually the guy who convinced the Romans to let them take Jesus down from the cross.
Oh.
And put them in the tomb according to Jewish custom, which they didn't usually allow, but they allowed it because Joseph of Arimathea probably greased their palms a little bit or whatever.
Some coin.
Yeah. Convenient, right?
Right.
Anyways, we'll get to that later. But and he took Jesus on a trip to trade tin to England.
Tin.
Yeah, tin.
Okay.
And they went up and Jesus met the Druids.
All right.
And he was actually, it was prophesied that he would show up. And he met these Druids, priests, and he was really interested in what they had to say. And he did this, he took his staff, and he put his staff in the ground.
Yep.
And it turned into a tree.
Oh.
Right? And that tree is still, there's like a, what do you call it?
Monument?
Not a monument, but a graft from the original tree.
Oh, yeah.
That's now this other tree that everyone like still goes to visit and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
There's like this tree where Jesus went, and it was supposed to be a town called Paradise, but I think it's called like, I don't know. It's like it's another town. It's got a soccer team you know about in England. I don't remember, but someplace in southern England. So then that was in story 1. And then story 2, which that's not too far-fetched to believe that he was like, especially if Joseph died young, Jesus hopped on the ship with his dad, his uncle, because his uncle's like, yeah, I'll take care of the boy, he's sad his dad's dead or whatever. Yeah. And then probably a carpentry accident.
Yeah, right? For sure. Skill saw. Yep, table saw.
Yeah, in those days, table saws, if I know my Flintstones,
Oh, yeah.
it would involve some sort of a
something running on a belt to run it. Or
a bunch of like probably crocodile teeth.
Yeah.
Like if crocodiles, no, that'd be like
or shark's teeth or something.
Shark's teeth or something. Yeah. It'd have to be something vicious, or like a bunch of
T-Rex teeth.
You know what I always thought the funniest gag on Flintstones was? The pelican toilet.
It's a rough gig.
Yeah, it's a living.
Yeah.
Wait, is that real, or is that from like Family Guy or something, or Simpsons? And then I just remembered it from the real show.
I don't know about the toilet, but the pelican always said it's a living.
Because someone took a shit in his mouth.
Yeah. Germans.
That's what I think it's probably Germans. Yeah.
German pelican.
Goddamn Germans.
2-time German pelicans.
God damn. Hey, we didn't even introduce ourselves.
I think
how does this all went from just you're in the pool shed, and then I didn't even say this is Kevin Fingers Van Dungeon.
That's
you get
right.
a round of applause, and I say I'm Peter, two-time
fucking times.
President's Club Award winner Van Dyke.
Yep.
Do I used to say it like that? No. Two-time President's Club Award winner Pete Van Dyke. That's the host
right.
of the show. Yeah, that's me. Anyways, good. We don't need to do that for this one. We're going to save it up for 400 when my brother does it.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's coming in. My brother. This is a spoiler. We're going to tell you some other big guests that are going to be here on Friday.
That's a big get, though.
Oh, big get is Paulie, and we got him doing. I hope he's going to make it because he's going to be doing an introduction for us.
Nice.
And
before he goes to sleep.
Yeah, before he goes in for a nice nappy poo.
Yeah.
Maybe the entertainment will keep him awake this time because there is some real surprises. So
Jesus
went to England
on a boat.
That's what some people speculate. The Queen even makes mention to it when she goes to this town. She says, "Hey, I heard Jesus was here." and then second place, India.
This makes more sense to me, but
India, also trade route kind of thing. Yeah. Or some would say just for him being an inquisitive kid, like when he was 13 and he just fucked off and he didn't think he needed his parents. What was to stop him from jumping on a ship or whatever and heading up to India?
Probably went through Holland too.
And Jesus, according to the story, was looking for never made it to Holland.
No,
not according to this. Not according to my readings. So by readings, I mean watching YouTubes.
Yeah. And
so Jesus said he was looking for a Buddhist, but he ran into some Hindus instead, right?
Right.
So he was interested in these Hindu guys, and then there's evidence of him, he studied with these Hindus, and then he says, I think all people are going to be treated the same no matter what you're like on earth. You're going to get the same treatment like in the afterlife. And then the Hindu said, no, we don't believe in that shit because it's a caste system.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
And then so he left again, and then he ran into this Buddhist temple where he stayed for a long time up in the Himalayas. Mm-hmm. And there's a bunch of people who have they would travel to this temple up in the mountains, and they would be shown the scroll of the story of when he visited and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And these teachings were oftentimes like tried to be destroyed or something. I don't know why. Anyways,
wow, the air's thin up there.
So that's the second story, India.
Yeah.
Then the third one, which I think is the most interesting one, is Japan. Jesus in Japan.
Uh-huh.
And apparently he left India, continued on to Japan. And the Buddhist temple also has a story that Jesus returned
right
to the temple after his crucifixion.
Huh.
Like that so that's an important note. Maybe that's why they wanted it destroyed. So then this next one is Japan. There's this little town in Japan. I think it's called Minto. And Dutch Hall fact, Anyways, take it with a grain of salt. So there's this town in Japan, right? It's like it claims Jesus lived there. He came to visit there when he was young.
Uh-huh.
And he then came back after and lived the rest of his years out there after his crucifixion.
Right.
He didn't die at all, and that the person that was actually crucified on the cross was his brother, whose name was like Kyoto or something like that. A very Japanese name anyway, which I don't, it's kind of fishy. But anyways, he's supposed to have a brother that died, and then he came back to Japan, and then he lived out the rest of his days there and had a wife and 3 daughters, and they still track the lineage of his family and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they buried his bones on this mound, according to the customs of the time. And people still go and venerate the bones and stuff. And also the ear of his brother is buried there, and the lock of his mother's hair. Because it's the only 2 things he came. His ear, his brother who died on the cross, he had his severed ear,
uh-huh.
and then a lock of his mother's hair were his 2 possessions. They were buried alongside him, and they would call him like a goblin because he had a long nose, and he had thinning hair, like long hair and stuff. Anyways, Turns out, like, sounds like that Jesus was just kind of like a real, like, intellectual, and he was like seeking enlightenment and stuff.
Right.
Traveling across the world, trying to find it, trying to find truths and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he comes back to home and he started telling people all the stuff he learned. And these people are like dumb as fuck, right? Like they're like real dumb, right? Like we're talking 2,000 years ago dumb. You know how dumb old people sound?
Yeah.
You know, like times that by like 20.
At least.
Yeah, like or whatever, 100. That's how dumb these people would be. Jesus going back to this guy's smart. He studied in temples, seen the world. Comes back, he's like, "Hey guys, you know, like all the stuff you guys are getting all hung up about, it's like bullshit.
Huh?
How about you just take it easy, you know?" And then they're all like, "It's too." They want to kill him. And then he's like, "I think I'm gonna go back to Japan, get out of here." Right. Now, according to the Japanese, he put his brother on the cross, and he goes back to Japan. But according to Pete Van Dyke, it's my theory, is that he got, you know what they said? This is a little Bible study. They said they didn't break his legs, right?
Right.
They break everyone else's legs when they crucify him, but they didn't break Jesus' legs because they said he was already dead, right?
Oh.
Right? Yeah. Then they poke him in the chest or whatever, say, "Yeah, he's dead." And then they take him down, they don't break his legs. Who gets him to take him down? Joseph of Arimathea, Jesus' uncle.
Yeah.
Gets him down, puts him in the thing. He's beaten all day long.
Yeah.
He's up on that cross, but he's not dead.
No.
Right? They take him down before he's dead. And then people just think he's dead, and then they get him the fuck out of Dodge, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
You think he faked it?
Yeah. And I'm like, that seems more believable to me than a resurrection.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then does it make the story any less cool?
No.
If he got the fuck out of there, and lived a great life and still became wiser and, you know, found happiness, had a little farm.
Yeah, you know what? Like this, a lot of rock stars have done this.
What? Yeah, like Elvis maybe did the same thing, or Andy Kaufman.
Jim Morrison,
right? So it's a tale as old as Jesus, you know? You just fake your own death. Yeah. No big deal.
You just get out of the limelight and do what you want.
Yeah, I think the spotlight was getting a little too hot.
Yeah,
Jesus is like, you know what? I'm gonna put a little Eddie and the Cruisers into this bullshit. You know?
Yeah. Now, do you think maybe the Romans were in on it?
Yeah, man. That's what I think. Because Pontius Pilate didn't want to kill him, eh?
No.
Because Jesus was good for business for him.
Yeah.
Because he was pro tax collector.
Right.
Right. Because the Jewish people are like, tax collectors are pieces of shit. Right. Mm-hmm. They're collecting money for the Romans. They're like traitors, right? And Jesus is like, no, they're just doing a job. You know, take it easy.
Yeah.
And so the Romans had no problems with Jesus. They're like, we'll flog him and give him back, but let's crucify like a murderer or something.
Yeah.
They're like, no, crucify him. They were insistent on it. So you could tell, like, Pontius Pilate's not married on the idea. And then if he's got, like, Joseph of Arimathea greasing the wheels a little bit,
sure,
then all of a sudden we got something, right? Like,
yeah.
Now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, okay, we'll put him up there. He's going to have a bad day, but we'll take him down before he's dead.
They're like, you're going to have to take, if you want to get out of Dodge, you're going to take a beating.
Yeah. Because otherwise the mob won't allow it, you know. Yeah. But we'll let him. We'll make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah, and you know, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, and they're like, they'll be happy to make that deal.
Yep.
Right, because otherwise he's dead. Right.
Yep.
Anyways, I think that sounds like a lot. And then when he comes around afterwards, and the people are like, "Hey, I didn't even recognize you." He's like, "Who are you?" And you're like, "I'm Jesus." And you know when he saw Mary Magdalene and they're like, they didn't recognize him.
Right.
The reason they didn't recognize him because his fucking face was beaten all the pulp. The next day you're swelled up, you know, like you look like shit, you know.
Like oof.
Yeah, you look. I had a real bad day.
That guy got after it last night.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking.
Yeah,
he just looked real bruised up and stuff because he got his ass kicked. But to me, it makes sense, more sense than a resurrection. You know.
Yeah.
Resurrection seems like a simple answer to. Like something like a God, if that was to happen.
Seems like a cover up.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. He rose from the dead.
And then you're like, okay.
Yeah, you know who his dad is, right?
Yeah. He was a big deal. He was supposed to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think he was just like, I think he was, it's perfectly logical to think that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever watch Hunting Hitler?
No. Are they still looking for him?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
They are, yeah. I think he's dead of natural causes by now.
Yeah.
But they looked for him. He apparently, like, he retired in Argentina.
Yeah.
According to that story.
A lot of those people that worked for him went to Argentina.
Yeah. There's a large German population up there.
Yeah.
Hidden in the mountains of evil Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Argentina. Hey, here at Holland's in the World Cup.
They are. Canada, too? Am I right about that?
Yeah, Canada made it, too. I actually watched them clinch against Jamaica. I was excited to watch Canada play soccer, and I haven't been excited to watch Canada play soccer ever in my whole life. And so that was great. But they're in tough. Canada's in tough, yeah, because they're always going to be seated really low, so they're going to have to play a tough competition. But in their division, they have like Croatia, which is a great one of my favorite teams to watch, and who else is playing them?
They have a team from England.
Belgium.
Oof.
Belgium, and then Morocco too, who are as good as Canada or whatever.
Some might say magnificent.
Yeah, I would.
Don Morocco.
Yeah, I like Magnificent Morocco's finishing move. It was like you go on the top rope, and then you grab the guy's head,
mm-hmm.
and you put your knee on the back of his head, and then you jump off the top rope and smash his face into the mat with your knee on the back of his head.
Short career if it was real.
Oh, my God. That was such a brutal move. I'm like, yeah, it don't count to 1,000,000, dude. You're not going to kick out of that. This guy's face is smashed in.
Yeah.
Like, if that was real.
Imagine if he tagged with Ivan Putski and you got one in the front of the face, that Polish hammer.
What was his fishing move?
Was it just a punch?
Oh, from the top rope or something?
I don't know.
Or you just punch him?
Yeah, the Polish hammer. I think that was him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember his move. I just remember Polish power.
Yeah.
And then it was just funny that he was his whole thing was being Polish. Because this sets up the other bad guys to make fun of Polish people.
Yeah.
You know? That's what's great about
it's a million
wrestling
jokes, yeah.
is that you can tell great jokes. When you're the bad guy, you can tell jokes you can't tell as a comic or nothing because you can't be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But you still have to be somewhat likable. But the bad guy, you can say the funniest fucking jokes. That's why wrestling's so funny to me.
You're hoping to get booed.
Yeah. I'd love a guy really trying to get booed.
Yeah.
It's funny, man.
And yeah, I guess you can, if you're a good guy, you're never supposed to fuck up. Like you can't botch a move or trip and fall. Like you're the good guy.
You're the good guy. Yeah.
The bad guy does it. He just plays with it.
Yeah, and the crowd loves it because he looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
But I think it's fantastic that that exists. Like wrestling's the only place where you can tell, like where a person can be like awful to a large group of people.
It's accepted,
and it's like it's the entertainment. You can see them say the things that only a fucking terrible person would say, right?
And they get paid big money, and they get to laugh about it when they get.
Oh man, that would be so fun.
You imagine walking back after your job and like, fucking everybody hated me. It was the best.
Oh my God, yeah, you're killing it out there, Kev. Everyone hated you.
Yeah.
Man, I saw someone throw a car battery at you.
Yeah, I got stabbed on my way back to the ring.
Man, they hated you tonight. Good job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that's the reaction you want. Like, man, I think that would be so much fun. That is a dream job.
I think being a good guy would suck.
No, terrible. Terrible. It'd be nothing in it for me.
Nope.
What am I supposed to do? Because it would feel like I'd be phony the whole time.
Yeah.
That's why the flip was with Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Because everyone liked good guys that were good guys, and then Steve Austin came around. He was kind of a bad guy, but everyone loved him. So then he was a good guy, but he didn't act good at all.
No.
And then people still cheered for him, acting terribly most of the time.
Great angle though. Shit on your boss.
Yeah, he was suffering from a leg injury in the hospital.
And he hit him with a bedpan in the face.
Yeah, he broke into the hospital, beat him for a while, and then hit him with a bedpan in his own head. That's most ridiculous. You know, Vince McMahon just was in a wrestling match in WrestleMania.
This year?
Like 2 days ago.
How old is he? Like 75?
like almost 80s, like 78 or something like
Does
that.
he still get jacked up? Like gets on the Mexican supplements, or is he?
Well, he's jacked up for a 78-year-old, but he's getting a little saggy.
Things are flagged.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still like, I mean, hell, if I look like that now, I'd still be cool with it. Like he's still like been juicing forever.
Yeah. Eating his prayer or saying his prayers and eating his vitamins.
Eating his vitamins with the Hulkster.
Yep.
And what else was it? Oh, anyways, Vince McMahon ended up, there was a match with like, Vince McMahon's got a new protege, right? This young kid. And then there's this guy, Pat McAfee. He does like he was a football player. It was like a punter. And then he did a podcast. And then he's like a commentator. And then he was in a wrestling match with this protege guy.
Yeah.
And he's actually he does wrestling sometimes too.
Yeah.
And he did pretty good. Beat that guy.
Yeah.
Through some turn of events. And then all of a sudden Vince McMahon comes out and then challenges him to a match. And then ends up like, there's a lot of shenanigans, but he ends up cheating to get the victory. And then out comes Stone Cold to give him the old...
give him the stunner?
Stunner, yeah. Have a beer with him, but then like kick him in the gut and then give him like the worst stunner ever.
Like he didn't know how to take it, eh?
Even when he was younger and they had that feud, it was ridiculous.
He took them horribly.
Horribly, yeah. And
I think The Rock took him the best.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Kevin Owens took a couple cool ones that I saw. Yeah, that would look pretty cool. Because they actually had a real wrestling match too.
Oh, yeah?
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kevin Owens. First time in almost 20 years.
How's he looking?
Who?
Steve-O.
They said, I didn't watch it because I didn't pay for that, but from what I hear, this is kind of wrestling break, but he's like, it looked the same as always. It's just a little bit slower, yeah. But like still entertaining and stuff like they say. And I think he took some really hard, like bumps. Like, like it wasn't just like, when the one year John Cena didn't know if he's going to be able to make WrestleMania and he had no match, and then the Undertaker shows up and then they have a match, impromptu kind of thing. But then all Cena does is like take all the Undertaker's moves, and then Undertaker took no beating at all because I think he was in bad shape at the time or something. Right. So I was kind of expecting that, like where he's going to come out and just kick this guy's ass. But here's this guy like the top of his game. Yeah, they're going to let this old guy beat him up.
It doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good, really. So it was nice. It was good that when he decided to do it, that he would fight him. Yeah, and then Kevin Owens is probably the right guy too because he's like a real pro.
Oh yeah, he's a big fan too.
You gotta take care of him. Yeah, yeah. You gotta take care of old people like that. You got if you're throwing around like a.
Yeah, you don't want to kill him.
No, man. If I had someone throwing me around like that, but even Johnny Knoxville, he was in WrestleMania. Yeah, that guy's just like in Jackass, right?
We know he can take a beating.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not in Spring Chicken though. No, like that's got to be taking his toll on him. Like you got to feel all that shit by now.
Yeah, he broke his dick a few years ago on
in a stunt.
Yeah, he was trying to do Evel Knievel, and he never do an Evel Knievel, and he'd never ridden a dirt bike before. Yeah, and some famous dirt biker let the clutch out for him, and he hit the jump, and when he was falling off, he knew he was falling off, and he flailed, and the bike landed right in his dick. Oh man, broke his urethra.
Oh, you don't want to break your urethra, Franklin. Nope, that is a precious thing. Yeah, yeah, no good.
So it was uncomfortable.
They worked all the Jackass stunts into a wrestling match. Really? Yeah, like that big hand. Really? Like at one time, the Sami Zayn's chasing him around the corner, and then the big hand comes out and just whacks him. Yeah. Oh, and the match ended with the wrestler guy, Sami Zayn, being like caught in a big mouse trap. Oh wow! Like a big mouse trap snaps onto him. Oh no! Like, ridiculousness. Yeah. Anyways, WrestleMania.
Oh, that was a good sports break.
Yeah, did you ever come to my house when we were kids to watch WrestleMania?
No. I don't think I did.
And when we had the big dish?
No, I don't think I did.
I'm shocked you didn't.
That might not be true, though.
Look at that spider right there. You see it?
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, I did. I think I watched like one of the first ones at your place.
Yeah, I remember like the one where Bob Uecker choked, or no, where Andre the Giant choked Bob Uecker. Do you remember that one where he's shaking?
Yeah. And Bob Uecker was like way selling it.
I think it was WrestleMania 3, the one that Pontiac Silverdome. I think that's the one where I had all my friends come down. And I think you were at that one.
Yeah. We used to go to Brantford and heckle Jesse Ventura too.
Yeah, I only went once with you.
Yeah.
I remember that being a huge highlight, though. And the second time I was supposed to go with you, I had to go to Niagara Falls with my parents to a water slide.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which was like a big family event we look forward to every year.
Oh, okay.
And but I wasn't looking forward to it now because you and like all my friends, Adrian, John Zapatero, they're all going to the Civic Center, and there's supposed to be a battle royal at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it, I want to see that, And then it was a television taping too, and you guys somehow got moved up to ringside.
You made it on TV.
You made it on TV.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. fucking water slides. I remember being just so mad at the water. You made it on TV. I saw you guys on TV.
Famous.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Our parents used to just drop us off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, we would just be dropped off. And just left to our own devices.
Yeah, come on when it's done. Meet us here.
We're like 10 or 11, right? Like we're young.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's great. That's crazy. Our parents would all have us taken away from them by today's standards.
Yes, it'd be at the door.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with this. I seem to be going in and out. Maybe it's a mic and not my headphones. Have I been cutting out on you?
Nope.
So it is the headphones then. All right. I keep thinking maybe I'm getting too wet and it's cutting the short out or something.
No.
Anyways, so we covered Jesus.
Yeah, we did the sports update.
Oh yeah, wrestling.
You have any business?
We do. Business is next week.
Ooh.
Next week as part of, or I should say next week is Friday. Friday is going to be our 400th episode. Friday night. And so we won't have a regularly scheduled Thursday night show. We're going to have a Friday night show. And it is going to be live, streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube as well. And the episode is going to go as soon as we can get it out. And we will be having an all-star lineup.
No kidding.
Yes, and we will be announcing a new sponsor, which is actually an old sponsor, coming back to the show in a big way. And I'm going to save it for next week.
Yeah.
And we have a lineup of comedians: Doug Koning, Joe Botello, AJ Bate.
Oof.
We have Ryan Vandenbush. We have Diamond Club member Lori Ball.
Oof.
We have our queen.
Oof.
Our queen will be coming, Jen Husko.
Yeah, I'll wear a nice shirt.
Man, who else is coming? It's an all-star lineup of Dutch Hall regulars. We're hoping to have a real celebration of 400 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're making it a real party. I'm even letting some of these dirtbag comedians spend the night. That's how much of a celebration it's going to be. And looking forward to it. And, forgot. I wanted to announce the reuniting of the Nocturnal Emissions.
Yeah.
And up until yesterday, I was going to be able to announce that.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I unfortunately had a couple cancellations.
Yeah.
So Nocturnal Emissions will have some members represented.
Yeah.
But there's a few members not being able to come, so we will have to make the reuniting another time. But in order to take their place, we will have musical guests, Longhorns.
Nice.
The Longhorns are coming in. They have been on the show many times in the past as different bands, and this time they're coming back in country form, known as the Longhorns.
That's a good name for a country band.
Yeah, it ends in a Z.
Oh, how 90 of them.
Yeah, you want to know why they put Zs in things and Ks?
Why is that?
Like crazy.
For the hard consonant for the K?
No, it's because they're underused letters.
Oh,
right. Like there's a you don't often see a K.
Yeah.
In a word. So when the C is more common than a K.
Yeah.
So if you change to a K, it stands out. And that Z versus an S. S is very common, so it doesn't pop out. But if you see a Z,
Yeah, you're like, something's up here.
yeah, if you spell pussy with 2 Z's,
Oh, pussy.
yeah, people see that.
How would you say Kevin with a C? Cunt? Something
You wouldn't want to say Kevin with a C because it would you'd blend in.
Yeah.
Your Kevin with the K stands out.
Yeah.
Kevin with the K. That's funny. If you said Kevin with the C,
Yeah.
I would puke.
Hi, my name's Kevin with a C.
Kevin with a C would be a funny joke to just see what
leave.
people say.
Just leave.
But it'd be funnier to say I'm Kevin with an M. And then you don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Or they say I'm Kevin with a D. Oh, Kevin with a D.
Ah,
Yeah,
see what you did there.
yeah.
Kevin with a P
Yeah.
or a V.
Yeah, Kevin with a...
I'm actually surprised.
That was a Chip Chipperson moment, eh? Where you just like freeze and then
Much obliged.
ruin it.
I'm surprised that clitoris isn't spelled with a K.
It should be if it was on a sign. If it was the Clitoris Club, if that was
2
the way
Ks.
you would be both with K's. Yeah, the Clit Club. I'd call it the Clit Clack Club. The Clit Clap Club. No, the Clit
Clock.
Clit Clap. No, Clit. Yeah, Clip Clap Club.
That paints a funny image.
What?
That's a funny image.
Yes, clit. Just pictures of clits. Whole 20, just like hallways lined with pictures of clits.
Yeah.
Yeah. All framed pictures.
Sensory overload.
Just a tiny little picture frame.
Can't even find it.
All kinds of life-size clit pictures.
What am I looking at?
Tiny little frames. What is this? Is a whole bunch of pictures of little men in canoes? No.
It's a man in a boat.
Was that a pimple? No. Look closer. Goddamn clit. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, and porn. And we're going to be playing. Oh, this is the other thing we got to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have so many guests, it's going to be chaotic, right?
Right.
So we're going to have to invite the guests up, like, at a medium pace. So, and then we're going to we're going to spin the wheel of 400, which I have the wheel moved in here, even though it's the old wheel clapping there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make a wheel of 400, and I got to think of some stuff to put on that wheel.
Yeah.
But one of them is going to be a new and improved porno.
Nice.
Which porno, I got it so that we put the categories that they have to choose it. It's kind of like 5 or something, or like 10 maybe for each category, but it's one of each that we put in. And then you'll be able to know, like, this guy, he's probably going to be into just like the regular. This guy's probably going to want as many people as possible or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, then it's a round of questions. Then you guess.
Mm-hmm.
Then he tells you which ones are close or whatever. Then it's a round of questions. Then you guess again. But it's going to be like more. There's going to be cards. It's going to be more organized. And I think this is going to be the time where porno takes it to the next level.
Oh,
that's what I think. It's going to take off. It's going to become the biggest board game in Canada. And then what else was I thinking? I was going to do a game called Robot Dave or Real Dave.
All right.
Where you have to guess if the fact that I read is about Robot Dave or Real Dave.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to tell, actually. And
maybe he'll creepily laugh the whole time.
Yeah. And what other things we're going to put on that? I always like putting on there nice how'd you lose your virginity story, because in the one episode, first time I had a wheel, it was Pete's birthday show, like first season, and we had one of those like how'd you lose your virginity things on the wheel.
Yeah.
And we heard it. Ryan Van Bush told his losing virginity story. It's still one of the best stories I ever heard about losing virginity. Yeah, so funny how stupid you are when you're young. Eh?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping people will land on that. What else are we gonna put? Some real juicy ones. If you have any suggestions, just go to give me a little piece of feedback. I'm not even know what you think. And tell me if you want something on the wheel. I'll put it on the wheel. I'll make it happen. Oh, no.
What's wrong?
Oh, anyways, no. I thought we were getting another cancellation because we had so many, but it's not. I got to pee a little bit, but I don't think we've got a full show in.
10:04.
You know what, guys? It's $3.99. This is just setting you up for $400.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
Papa got to pee.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. Promise on Friday. We'll see you Friday for the big show. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be great. Thank you for $3.99. We're looking forward to $400. Until next week, we'll see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Hit it, Kevin.